Hi guys, welcome to today's lesson. As you've seen from the playthrough, we're going to go through Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. This is the first song I like to teach when I'm teaching fingerstyle. I just like to give my students a very brief introduction to fingerstyle, usually just going through 3 songs maybe. And this is the first one. It's pretty simple to play, but there's a couple of trickier elements just to make it a little bit more interesting, but it's really concentrating on this right hand. We're going to use the thumb, which is going to play either the low E string or the A string. Index finger is going to play the G string, and that middle finger is going to play the B string. We're going to be really strict with that in this song, and it's just about trying to get used to playing with the fingers. Obviously, I've got a little bit of nail, that does help, and I'm going to use the nail to flick the string. I want to try and keep my hand relatively close to the strings, even after I play. As I pick, I'm not going to go all the way up here. You know, just a little flick, try and keep it close. Okay, that's one of the big challenges. But that being said, let's crack on and I'll go through it because I suspect most people watching this video, I've done a lesson with them and they just want to kind of have a go over how it goes. So let's do that. Okay, cool. So there's really only 3 parts to this song. So let's go through the main riff. This is by far the largest part of the song. Okay, so we're going to start with a C major chord, but we actually want to start with our first finger off the guitar. So it becomes a C major 7 technically. Thumb is going to play the A string, index finger on the G, middle finger on the B. I'm going to play all of those strings together. I'm going to hammer my first finger down, and then I'm going to play B and G open. So the first finger comes back off, so we end up with this. Then I'm going to go to a G chord, G major. Now you've got to make sure you have the ring finger on the B string, okay? This won't work because we get the wrong note. We need this D note, okay? I'm going to now have my thumb up here on the E, but these two are the same. G string with my index, B string with my middle. Play those 3 together again. Then I'm going to play B string, G string. Okay, for the E minor, I'm going to go all the way down to 7 and 8. Obviously I've got capo 2, so bear that in mind, but it is 7 and 8th fret now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A string 7, B string on the 8. I'm going to play A string with my thumb, and of course these two are the same. G string and B string, all 3 together. That's it. I'm then going to move to 5 and 7, 5 on the A, 7 on the B. Same for my picking hand as the previous chord for the E minor. This is our D, effectively. I'm going to play all 3 together, then B, G. That's the main riff, that's the main bit to practice, okay? Let's look at the variation. So the variation is done a handful of times in the song, but it's very clearly done on the 3rd time through in the intro, which is basically how I play it in that first playthrough. The first 2 chords are the same, the C and the G. For the E minor, I'm going to stretch up from 8 to 10 on the B. Like that. So I'm going to go 7 and 8 all together. Then I'm going to go 10 with the open G, and then 8 with the open G. Some people will play without the open G. That is also fine. It still sounds pretty good. Like that. I quite like doing it with the open G as well. Feel free to do middle finger. I just like doing ring finger, but both are absolutely fine. And basically for the D, we're going to do something very similar. 5 and 7 as normal, but then up to 8. So it's 7 and 8 up to 10, and then 5 and 7 up to 8. And again, play the 3 together, then B and G with the 8, B and G with the 7. That's all the variation is. Here we go. Okay, the 3rd part, is it the chorus, is it the bridge? Who knows? It comes in about 2 minutes into the song. This is something I like to get my students to come up with their own rhythm for this one. So I'm going to do a very, very basic rhythm like I do on my playthrough, okay? And then try and come up with your own interpretation of it. Yeah, because basically by the time my students have got here, they're pretty decent. You know, they're heading towards somewhere around kind of grade 3 level, so coming up with your own rhythms I think is something important to get used to doing by this point. But like I say, I'm going to give you a very simple rhythm. I'm going to give it C chord, I can't talk, it seems, 3 down strums like this. Same rhythm for G, Same rhythm for E minor, and then same for D. Then I'm going to do one strum on C, one strum on E minor. These are now both in the same bar. Everything else has been one bar for each chord. So we go this. To the D chord. Oh, got my finger stuck. D chord, I'm just going to strum that once, and then at the beginning of the bar, and then once at the end. Again, you could for sure strum more if you want to. So we got this. C, E minor, and D, 2, 3, D. I do that twice. So. Then the final time is just C to D. And that's it. There you go. There you go, guys. Hopefully you found that useful. I should just note now, because I didn't notice in the intro, that I've done it all today with capo second fret. Obviously during lessons I might not do that, just to help you guys out, to make your lives easier if you don't have a capo. Or of course I'll lend you a capo during the lesson. Feel free to practice without the capo, but obviously to play along you do need that capo on second fret. Hopefully you found this useful. It's jogged your memories from the lesson if you're watching it. If you're not and you're just watching because you found it, hello. Hopefully again you found it useful. The whole point here is just to keep it simple and just give you a chance to really practice your finger picking. There'll be a couple more videos in this series, probably not loads, but there'll be at least a couple of the songs that I like to teach quite often when practicing fingerstyle on the guitar. And hopefully I'll be able to get more videos up a bit more consistently, but that's not the way things are going at the moment. Anyway, I digress. I will say thank you for watching. I do really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys again soon for some more cool guitar stuff. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.